Hi guys, this is Mr. Mohid from Aim High Private Tuition, and today I'm going to show you how to work out the area of a trapezium. First things first, let's find out what a trapezium looks like. A trapezium is simply a quadrilateral, which is a four-sided shape, that has one set of parallel lines. So a four-sided shape whereby one pair, so two lines, are parallel to one another. Now you can have different sorts of trapezium. So you could have one example where there's two slanted sides, or you could have a trapezium that's got one slanted side and one vertical side, just like that. And the only condition is it's got four sides and one pair of parallel lines, which makes this a trapezium and this a trapezium. Now there's a special formula that you can use to work out the area of a trapezium, and the formula is as follows. The area of a trapezium is worked out using area equals half of brackets a plus b times by the height. Now that sounds pretty confusing, but not to worry, I'm going to make it really easy for you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our trapezium and we're going to label the sides. The best way to doing this is thinking of it as follows. A, think of it as above, A for above. B for below, the bottom, B for bottom or B for below, whichever one makes it easy for you. And then the height, well, the height of a trapezium is just how tall is it, what is the vertical height, so that's called h. So there you have it. All we do after that is put the numbers in. So in the question, for example, it might say the top height is, say, 2, the bottom length is, let's call that 6, and the height, let's call the height 10, and they're all in centimeters. So in order to work out the area of this, all we're going to do is we're going to slap all those numbers into this formula, and that will bring our answer up. So half of the brackets 2, which is A, plus B, which is the below, which is 6, times by the height, which is 10. And remember, in maths, if there's no time sign there, think of it as an imaginary time sign, so just pop one on. So let's work that out. I'll work the brackets out first. 2 add 6 is 8. 8 times by 10 is 80, and then I'm going to half my answer. So 8 times 10 is 80, half of 80 is 40, and don't forget the important bit, which is centimeters squared. Area is always measured in square units. Okay, so that's how you do it. So we're going to have a go at two examples, and I'll show you how, and then you're going to have a go at some yourself. So here's another example. So here you've got the area of a trapezium, exactly the same principle. We're going to first of all write the formula out. A equals half of above plus below times by the height. Remember it's the two, A and B are the two parallel lines. So here my A, B and H, I always label them so I don't get mixed up. So I've got half of 2 plus B, which is 4, times by the height, which is 2. So 2 add 4 is 6, 6 times by 2 is 12, and then I'm going to half my answer. Half of 12 is 6 centimeters squared. Okay, I'm going to do one more example, and then you're going to have a go at some yourself. So in this one here, we've got a different type of trapezium, which is where we've got one vertical length. It's not slanted, but it's still a trapezium because it's got one set of parallel lines. So first things first, let's work out the area, write the formula down. It's always good to get into habits of writing the formula down, so it'll help you with remembering it. So A, I'll label it A for above, B for below, and H is the height. So I've got 3 add 4 times by the height, which is 2, and let's work that out. Half of 3 add 4 is 7. 7 times by 2 is 14. And now I can just do half of 14, which is 7, and don't forget the units, which is centimeters squared. And there you go. That's how you work out the area of a trapezium. You're going to have a go at some questions on the next page, so make sure you pause it at any point if you want to go back over it, rewind it, and see if you understand it better. Okay, so there's 4 questions. You're going to have a go at these 4 questions, and then I'll reveal the answers very shortly. There we go. So don't forget to label them first. So let's go with the first one. Question 1, above plus below. So I'm going to do a lot of this in my head now. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 times by the height, 6 times by 2 is 12, and half of 12 is 6 centimeters squared. Okay, that's how I could do it in my head. For the next few, I'll show the working out just in case you want to check. Question 2, I'll go across to question 2. So area is going to be 4 plus 10 times by the height and half your answer at the end. Oops, I'll squeeze that half in there. So I've got 4 at 10, which is 14. Now sometimes it's easier to half the number first and then times it. So in this case, 4 at 10, which is 14, half of 14 is 7, and then I can times it by 2, times it by 3, sorry. 7 times by 3 is 21 meters squared. You have to be careful with the units. As you can see, I've made a mess up on that one. The units are meters in this example. Okay, so next example, same again, above plus below. Area is 3 plus 4 times by the height, and then half my answer. 4 at 3 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Half of 14 is 7. 7 meters squared. And the last one, this looks like a very odd trapezium, but it's still a trapezium because it's got 4 sides and 1 set of parallel lines, which makes it a trapezium. So here we go again. Area is A plus B, so 3 plus 7, and then times it by the height, which is 2.5. It's a decimal this time, and then you're going to half it. 7 at 3, which is 10. 10, you could do 10, half of 10, which is 5 now. So I'm halving it first, 5, then times it by 2.5. And then when you work that out, 2.5 times it by 5, you should get the answer to be 12.5 meters squared. There you have it. That's how you work out the area of a trapezium. Hope you got those correct. If you didn't, go back, rewind it, watch it again. You're watching Maths with Mr Mohid with Aim High Private Tuition.